Hey, good morning, everybody. Today I want to talk to you about I'm going to jump right into it because I only got 10 minutes. I might have to do this in two parts, to be honest with you, because I might get a little passionate here, and I apologize if I do right off the bat. But I want to talk to you this morning about the Asbury Revival. And more importantly, I want to talk to you about the reaction to the Asbury Revival. That's what I really want to talk to you about. I saw a video this morning from a person I respect greatly, a pastor. Listen, how do I say this? We all know this. Any apology that you give in this world for anything that has but in it is not an apology. So if I was to say to you that I really, really like something, but, okay, there's an issue here, right? Okay, I'm not going to go any farther than that, right? Right there. I expected this because I've been watching this for years, for decades now. Post or prior to ever accepting Christ, okay? Back in the running and gunning motorcycle gang days, I've been watching this. I've been watching Christians tear down Christians, okay, for the most stupid minutia reasons, and I'm still seeing it today. So I actually look for it it comes up every single time, like clockwork, and here it is again, right? People want to criticize the revival because of what? I'm not even going to I'm not even going to get into the disastrous mess, okay? Because we've all heard it, and quite frankly, I've had it up to here with all of it. Listen, folks, listen. Coming from a guy, okay, who coming from a guy who doesn't have the testimony of a lot of Christian brothers and sisters that I've met over the years, where they tell you how I came to Christ at Bible camp when I was 8 years old, or I'll never forget when I was 10 and I felt the calling, and I always kind of giggle and laugh underneath my breath a little bit, when they tell you about how, and then later on I backslid, and I wasn't living for the Lord, and I actually smoked cigarettes or whatever, you know what I mean? Listen, folks, listen to me, okay? As a guy who used, I'm telling you, you're looking at the face of a guy who used Christians, bashing Christians, as an affront to Jesus, okay? Prior to accepting Christ in my life back in the day, I wasn't just that guy who wasn't living for God, and then people prayed for me and got enlightened and found Jesus, and that wasn't me. I was a general in the army of Satan. I was at war with God. I was at war with the Christians, okay? I looked for reasons to go after them. I looked for reasons to bash them. I'm telling you, man, as Christian brothers and sisters, it's got to stop. You are fueling the fires of the enemy. You are literally we are at a war. Look, folks, you better come to grips with the fact that there's a war going on, okay? And when you do this to each other, okay, you know what you're doing? You've just crossed over to the enemy's camp and you handed them a box of ammunition. Think of it that way, because that's exactly what you do every time. Every stinking time that you publicly criticize the Christian brothers and sisters down the street because they're not reading the King James Bible, and you are, or they're listening to rock and roll style worship, and you think it's got to only be about hymns, or you're listening to this and they shouldn't be doing this, or you shouldn't be doing that, or the enemy is watching this, okay? If you've got something to say about the revival, you don't like it for whatever reason, quite frankly, I could care less. I just don't flipping care. You don't like that, I'm not reading out of a King James? Hey, Paul addressed this in his letter to the Philippians. I encourage you all to go do what I just did this morning and read the book of Philippians. Straight through, like it was written, like a letter. Don't stop. Just read it as a letter. Read it 2 or 3 times, okay? Paul wasn't a punk. All right. This is a dude who hung with bad dudes. Okay. This was a dude who murdered Christians. Paul knew what it was like to be in a war. Paul knew what it was like to be a bad hombre. Okay, what I mean? And Paul wasn't having none of this battle within the church over stupidity. Paul literally says it in the book of Philippians. Literally says it that he didn't even care if Christ was being preached out of bad motives. Literally said it. He didn't care. He said, "Is Christ being preached? If so, I rejoice." That's all we should be doing, folks. Okay? Is Christ being preached? If so, rejoice. Listen, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this with conviction, but I'm going to say it in love to all of my Christian brothers and sisters out there. Okay? Shut up. If you want to open your mouth, open it to share the gospel. Okay? Open it to share the good news. Open it to edify each other and build each other up. If you can't do that, shut it. No one needs to hear your jibs flapping, okay? Because all you're doing is giving a box of ammo to that guy on the other side of the field who's about to run low. His magazine's running empty, and you just ran over there and said, "Here you go, man. Here's 100 rounds. Fire away." Okay? That's exactly what you're doing. Okay? That's all there is to it. I made a video yesterday on this very same subject, but I had to delete it because I got way too passionate. And trust me, it's hard to even sit down right now doing this one because I want to just explode because I was that guy on the other side of the field, man. I was that dude over there, and Christians would hand me ammunition, and it was like, dude, this is easy. I don't even have to. It's easy to fight. It's easy to fight against these Christians. They give you the ammunition to do it. I used to sit back and laugh and go, like, look at these fools. Okay, we got to stop. We got to stop. It's just got to stop. That's it. I really got nothing else. I got nothing else. Go read the book of Philippians and share the love of Christ. Share the gospel. That's what we're supposed to be doing. And shut up. That's going to be the title of the video. Shut up. Hey, I love y'all, and I'll see you soon.